Well, look what UPS just delivered, the iPhone 12 Pro. And this right here is my very first iPhone. Yes, you heard that right, my very first iPhone. So I am extremely stoked because it is a great phone to be the first one. I've been waiting for them to do the design change back to the flat edges. And with this iPhone 12 Pro, we have not only that, but so much more. I've already taken this thing out of the cardboard shipping box, removed the plastic, and we are just gonna open it up and take a look. So here we go. Whoa, that is cool. Man, it's so white. Wow. I almost didn't even see the Apple logo because it was so white. So very quickly, the only thing inside this ultra flat box now is the charging cable. This is USB-C to Lightning. And for me, that actually is okay because I have plenty of USB-C chargers from my old Android phones. So this is gonna work out just fine. I do wish, just like everyone else, that they did include a charger, but hey, it's 2020 and this is what Apple's doing now. And this is that ultra thin box I was talking about, just very, very thin because the only thing it has to house is the iPhone itself. Taking a look at the back of this iPhone 12 Pro, well, we can see 3 cameras, and the cameras have been upgraded this year. We can see just how white this white actually is. It's very white. It can't even barely tell that there's an Apple logo there. It is a matte finish, so it's going to help with fingerprints and things like that for any of you who actually don't rock a case. I don't know how you could be so crazy, but if you don't rock a case, the back is matte and you're not gonna have to deal with fingerprints there. However, you are going to have to deal with fingerprints on this extremely shiny bezel around the entire phone. I opted for white because I like the light colors and I think they look good in a clear case. And the thing that I really like is that this stainless steel band around the entire outside is actually chromed out. I think that's very cool looking. And I'm gonna love this inside of a crystal clear case. One thing that I've really been anticipating was the move to OLED on all their phones and of course full screen, which they've had for a while. But now even the iPhone 12 has the same display as this 12 Pro. So let's go ahead and remove this cover. Look at that. That is very, very good looking. Nice and shiny. This of course has the new glass technology to help protect it from drops and scratches and stuff like that. But I will be putting a glass screen protector on there as well as a crystal clear case. That will be coming up in another video. Quickly, I just want to point out this new design change that they've gone back to. From the more recent older iPhones, like this iPhone 11 here, we have these rounded edges all the way around, which weren't terrible, but they just weren't the pinnacle of Apple design. And you can see here on this iPhone SE exactly what I'm talking about, and what many other people agree also is this flat edge design was just so industrial and so good looking. And that's what they're modeling this new iPhone after, and also all of the iPad Pros and everything that we have now. So they're going back to this flat bezel design, this more industrial design across the board, which I think is a very smart move. Coming back to this iPhone 11 here, which does belong to my wife, we can see this is a great design. It's full screen and 6.1 inches. But if we compare this new iPhone 12 Pro, which does have the same size screen, the actual device size itself is a lot smaller. So Apple was able to cram the same size screen, also being an OLED, into a smaller footprint, and who doesn't appreciate that? Taking a look at the back here, you can see the difference is very apparent. Of course, this is the 12 Pro, which has 3 cameras and a LiDAR sensor, but also this Apple logo is just so muted now. You can see it at certain angles, of course it shows itself, but I really like that it's not like a stark chrome look like this one on the yellow phone here. And same thing goes for this iPhone SE, which is still, I love this design. I love how small this thing was. Believe it or not, I've been rocking this thing for probably a year now. And I just love that it completely fit in my pocket and it wasn't just a huge thing I had to stick in my back pocket and then smash when I sat down in my car. So that's something I'm gonna have to get used to with this bigger iPhone 12 Pro. I was going to opt for the iPhone 12 mini, But in the end, with what I do here on YouTube and needing all of the photography and videography and audio aspects of the phone, I just opted for the 12 Pro. So I'm gonna go ahead and press the power button and see what happens. There's the Apple logo. All right, we're at the hello screen. Pretty cool. Wow, the display looks incredible. Very, very clear. The pixel density is amazing. Oh, United States is right there. Okay guys, the iPhone 12 Pro is now completely set up. Well, not totally set up, but it's set up enough to where I can show you what the screen looks like compared to my iPhone SE right next to it. Now, just in terms of size, if I line up the bottoms of these screens, you can see just how massive the 6.1-inch OLED display is on the iPhone 12 Pro compared to this LCD display that I believe is 4.7 inches on the iPhone SE. I mean, an absolutely massive difference, not only in size, but just in color, clarity, pixel density. I mean, you can see a difference. It's pretty crazy. Comparing the iPhone 12 Pro to the iPhone 11 here in my left hand, the iPhone 11 feels like it's possibly a little bit heavier. I'm not exactly sure, but it does feel a tad bit heavier. Both of them feel obviously very good in the hand. I mean, they're iPhones, of course. They're designed very well. But the iPhone 11 does have that kind of slightly bigger feeling, mainly just due to the curved bezels, but I mean, it's not terrible, it's just different. I do like the flat bezels, it just gives me a better feeling. I don't feel like I'm going to have it slip out of my hand. It feels more secure. It's just a larger space that is actually contacting the pads of my fingers as I hold this thing. So it definitely does feel more secure in my hand. It's not like a placebo effect or something like that. I really do think that it's going to help reduce the amount of drops on these phones probably quite a bit. Now, if we want to make a crazy comparison compared to my old, super old Google Pixel XL, lining up the bottoms of the screen edges, and wow, the iPhone screen is so much bigger and the device itself is so much smaller. So really liked this phone when I got it, the Pixel XL. But it was kind of hamstrung in a lot of the places that I really need a phone to shine, and that is with video, with photography, and especially with audio. The audio on every Android phone I've ever had has just been not great. And the video, for example, and the audio, whenever I would take a video, the audio and the video never really matched up. And that's a problem that I've never had on an iPhone, especially from this iPhone SE. The moment I switched from the Pixel XL to this iPhone SE, yes, you heard that right. I went from a gigantic Android Pixel phone to this absolutely tiny iPhone SE. The overall experience using this iPhone SE was just leaps and bounds better. The pictures were great, the video was great, the audio was nice, crispy, and clear. Everything worked, all the apps worked. It was just a much better overall experience. And believe it or not, Apple is still updating this iPhone SE with the latest firmware. This one is rocking iOS 14, which is the latest and greatest iOS software. So same software on both of these phones, but of course the form factor is absolutely tiny on this, which is partly why I liked it. I liked that I could put it in my pocket and not have it just be this gigantic brick. So that's something I'm gonna have to get used to with the iPhone 12 Pro, and trying not to, smash it or sit on it and bend it in half. But I think I'll be able to get used to that pretty quickly. So that'll do it for this video, guys. This was meant to be just an unboxing and a quick comparison between some of my older phones and my wife's iPhone 11. And I'm so excited that this is my first iPhone. Like I said before, this is my first iPhone, and what I mean by that is this is the first iPhone that I have ever purchased brand new. This iPhone SE I got from my brother-in-law, and I bought it for $100 about a year ago just to have a better experience on a phone. He let me borrow it for a little bit, which made me want to buy it. So I've been rocking this, like I said, for about a year. So yeah, this iPhone 12 Pro is my first official Apple iPhone, and I couldn't be more happy. It couldn't be a better option to be my first official brand new purchase with my own money Apple iPhone, the iPhone 12 Pro. Of course, we've talked about just a couple of things in this video, just barely scratching the surface of what these iPhones are, but you can watch all of those other details in many other videos. I just wanted to show you this beautiful white version with the matte white back and of course the extremely shiny chrome edges everywhere you look. This thing is just gorgeous. Can't wait to throw a case on it and a screen protector, which I will be doing very soon. Speaking of case and screen protector, real quick, I bought a Spigen, however you say it. It actually doesn't even say iPhone 12, it just says iPhone 6.1 inch 2020. And that goes the same for this Caseology tempered glass screen protector. It just says iPhone 6.1 inch 2020. And that's because I'm wondering if maybe they didn't really know if Apple was gonna call these just simply the iPhone 12 or iPhone 12 Pro. I don't know why they wouldn't have just written iPhone 12 on there, but hey, I know this is meant for this phone, so we'll see how those things fit in the very next video. I will be putting this Spigen case on because Spigen, that's the only brand I've ever bought with these crystal clear cases. I think they fit great and they look fantastic. As a matter of fact, here are two cases from Spigen. These are their liquid crystal cases. This is for the Google Pixel XL. This one is for my wife's iPhone 11. And here's the third one, which you can see has the metal backing here for the magnetic mount. But this is also the Spigen liquid crystal case for the iPhone SE. So I love these cases. They just fit so well. And that is what we're going to be doing in the very next video. So stay tuned, subscribe, hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. I'm Jimmy for The General Expert, and I will see you in the next one.